It's so slow. It's so slow.
This is the way.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Chopper Pet back here on the Dyna today, because it's been a while since I rode it. Kind of mentioned in a live stream that I have acquired a fourth motorcycle for the garage. Yeah, fourth. And it's not in the best condition. It's not in the worst condition either. The paint and everything's really good on it, I guess I should say. But it needed a lot of attention. And so I've been focusing a lot of my time not recording on getting that all situated. So it's been a while since I've actually rode this bike in any capacity. And man, I missed it. But it got me thinking about a few weeks ago when I test rode the Riderz with the 114. My 96 cubic inch 2009 Dyna lowrider now just feels like a dog.
You know what? I'm jolly.
Compared to riding that thing. And to be fair, this bike is, what, 13 years old or so now? So, yeah, you would expect newer technology, newer bikes, bigger displacement bikes to be a better experience, and it was to an extent. I didn't care for the mid controls all that much, but other than that, I felt like the Riderz pretty much could beat this thing in every which way possible. And I love this bike. I will never get rid of this bike, even though I know there's a bike very comparable to it that could wipe the floor with it. Let's just start with the power.
Okay. Power.
You try and see.
Power and speed solves many things.
Yes.
Speed and power doesn't work.
First and foremost, the torque on this thing is adequate. It does well enough. Let's just slow down because we see some flashing lights up here. So second gear and 30 miles per hour, you get on it, she goes. She goes. I did the exact same thing on the Riderz, and I don't think it did, but I think it came close. I swear that front wheel wanted to pull up. Now, is that safe? No. Do I care? Not really, because it was a lot of fun. But no, the power of that 114 was amazing. I do think that particular Riderz did have a stage 1 because it had the goofy Screaming Eagle intake on there, which I couldn't stand because every time I would look down, I couldn't see what my foot was doing because it was hidden behind the intake. Yeah, that's not really a major problem with the motorcycle. That's a me thing, but I like to be able to see my foot from time to time to make sure I am actually pressing the brake and not just doing nothing with my foots. Alright, so that was the first thing, was the power. Now, also in that test ride video though, you noticed that I wasn't able to really turn a whole heck of a lot because Kansas is full of boring straight roads, which, I don't know if you noticed, that's just not very fun. I like to go left, I like to go right. I don't like to necessarily go at them at super fast capacity, but I do enjoy tackling them from time to time. So there wasn't much of a chance to experience it, but when I did get the chance to experience it, it was like riding a much lighter bike for some reason. Even though I think technically the new Riderz is technically heavier than my Dyna, once you got that bike moving, you really just kind of felt like it was floating. And not like floating like a bad way, but like floating like handling on rails. So imagine like if you were to take a Sportster and put a powerful motor in it, that's what it felt like coming from this thing. I know the handling's better. I know the technology's better.
Gentlemen, we can rebuild him. We have the technology.
The suspension's better. The power's better. The gauge setup is kind of the exact same. Now, granted, mine's been modified, but same thing down there on the tank, so that's a mute point difference between the two. But the brakes, oh my god, the brakes. Whew! I've never experienced brakes that broke so hard in my life. I gave it just a little bit of a tap and a little bit of a tap.
Just tap it in. Just tap it in. Give it a little tappy. Tap, tap, tap-a-roo.
And whee, boom, whee, boom. You really, they were sensitive, to say the least. They were very sensitive brakes. But, oh, another thing that you could just chalk up to the Lowrider S just being a much better bike. However, would I trade my 2009 Dyna Lowrider for a new Lowrider S? If you were to tell me straight up, I would consider it, just because I know the value of that bike is higher. But from an enjoyment point of view, I feel like I would get more enjoyment still out of this motorcycle, my Dyna. And unless you actually have owned a Dyna or ride one or really experienced one in any real capacity, you won't necessarily understand it.
There's no need to argue. Parents just don't understand.
And I'm not trying to exclude anyone from, that feeling. It's just there's something about riding a Dyna motorcycle. It's just, I don't know, I'm getting emotional thinking about, not crying emotional, but it's a raw motorcycle. There's no bags. There's really no wind protection. There's nothing about this bike that screams comfort. And I love it. When you ride the Lowrider S, you feel no vibrations. You don't feel as connected to the bike as you do with the Dyna. And that's why I don't think I could possibly get rid of this thing for it. And I'm sure part of it has to do with it being that this is my first motorcycle. And I'm sure in time I could make the Lowrider S my own and really enjoy it. But I'm telling you guys what, go out and find a Dyna to ride, a well-kept one at least, and tell me it's not the best ride of your life. Sure, my back hurts right now. My arms hurt a little bit. It is what it is, but you know what? I'd rather be on this than on some kickback, non-vibration, no soul motorcycle. And I hate to say it, but maybe that's what I feel that the Lowrider S is. It lacks the soul of what Harley used to be, which is just raw motorcycle.
You must lose that which you love. A soul for a soul.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure I just lost half my subscription base just now, with that being said. But comment down below. Have you rode a Dyna? What do you think of the Dyna itself as well? Do you think it's I'm crazy for liking a 13-year-old bike over a brand new Lowrider S? Because I might be. I might be crazy. I might be wrong. I might be crazy.
Oh, but it just may be a lunatic you're looking for.
And words and words and words. With that being said, though, I will catch you all on the next dark side, as this is the way. Chopper Fit, we'll see you on the next one. Later, guys.